You can't shut your iPhone off.
Oh, I know.
It's always listening. It's always pinging towers. It's always pinging Wi-Fi, building a digital breadcrumb trail of where you go and what you do.
What happens to those recordings?
Well, we've been doing a study following Google Mobile Services phone, any Android running Google Mobile Services, which is all of them, or an iPhone. And at about 3 a.m., we're seeing a spike of data leaving the phone, about 50 megabytes. That is basically that phone dialing home to the mothership, exporting all of your goings on.
All your pillow talk is going to...
Pillow talk, whatever.
The device in your pocket, even when you think it's turned off, is actively tracking your every move.
What is a smartphone? It's basically a highly capable personal computer in your hand.
Yeah.
That's constantly linked to a network.
Yes.
Well, an advertising ID, it's like a 25-digit alphanumeric code that sits on your phone. And it enables to collect where you go, what you buy, who you call, and what you browse. It's more pervasive than Marcus Wolf of the Stasi or Beria of the KGB,
Yes.
of the NKVD could ever possibly imagine. I've had so many people I've talked to about, they said, I was talking to my wife about needing a new mattress in our bedroom. The next day they're getting advertising for mattresses, which means the camera or the phone was listening to them in their bedroom.
People are foolish if you believe you can go onto the internet, sign on to a social media site, and expect to have privacy. That's ridiculous. How do these companies make money? Seriously, Google makes money by knowing where you are, what you're buying, who you're with, who your contacts are, who you last talked to, where you're eating your dinner. This is how everybody makes money.
Every click, every like, every search comes with a hidden cost.
And to think that you're going to get these free services, seriously, how valuable to you is Google? How often do you Google something to find out anything, where the next clothing store is, what's on the movies, something to help your children with their homework. Constantly. Invaluable. What does it cost you?
Zero.
Zero. Please, nothing is free. So to be shocked that Facebook is selling your data or allowing people to have access to it, I'm sorry, that's just foolish. Of course they are, because how again do they make money? They have application interfaces that let them access your location, your contacts, who you're calling, what you're buying. Now, something that you may not know is that over half of all smartphones, both iOS and Android, are infected with keystroke logging software. This is a known fact. Every pornography site in the world, if you have keystroke logging software. How do you think they make their money? See, this is the issue. It costs millions of dollars to maintain these massive databases and have the bandwidth to disperse this pornography. And yet you don't pay? Yes, you're paying. The instant you visit the site, if you have an Android, for example, the site runs a JavaScript which sets the download unauthorized application flag. Why has this not happened to you already? Because hackers are not stupid. In order to take something, they have to download additional software. If they only take 400 or 500 people's bank accounts in one day, then the next day the white hat hackers are going to say, this is how they did it. No, they're going to wait until one day this year or next year, and 100 million people in one day are going to have your bank accounts eradicated. And the Russian cyber mafia and the Chinese cyber mafia are so powerful. They pay literally hundreds of millions of dollars to these pornography sites to allow them to access your smartphone so that at some point they can utilize that. I can tell you what the most secure is. It's this one, the one that I carry, and it's a Samsung S7. And the reason is it is the only phone that cannot be remotely rooted or remotely jailbroken. All iPhones can be rooted. The most hackable phone in the world is the iPhone. Android is second. The cloud is a place where I'm going to store data. I don't know what computer it's on or even what country it's in. I don't know who is managing it and monitoring it and controlling it. I know nothing. And I'm willing to put my valuable data there? No.
This isn't just about stealing your photos and reading your emails.
Nation states are creating weaponized software that can destroy another nation's power grid. I'd rather have nuclear bombs dropped because they're localized. If you lose a power grid for a nation, you'll be living in a cave within a year, wearing animal skins, because there is no other hope.
As soon as you connect to any of those I have your password. I have anything in between.
Oh, man.
You can hack anything. Car keys, garages, gates, anything that's on radio frequency, access control badges for doors and credit cards. There we go. I just read my card there, and if you want, I could show you the beginning of it.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Ryan is showing how hackers can trick people using fake Wi-Fi networks. They set up Wi-Fi connections that look real, like the ones you might see at a cafe or airport.
So all of these networks here, they probably appear to be legitimate, right?
Yeah.
But they're not.
These are all fake networks?
They're all powered by me. So as soon as you connect to any of those, I have your password, I have anything in between. So that's one thing. That's just Wi-Fi.
And you just, oh man. Is this how people are stealing information?
This is one of many ways.
When someone connects to one of these fake networks, the hacker can see everything they do, like the websites they visit or passwords they type in. Instead of your device talking directly to the real internet, it's actually talking to the hacker's computer, which pretends to be the internet. The hacker can then send you fake websites or steal your information without you knowing. This type of attack is called a man-in-the-middle attack, and it can happen in places where public Wi-Fi is used. So what about the Wi-Fi connections in airplanes?
They're actually, I mean, you can hack anything, but GoGo Inflate, they have a pretty good segment on their network, so you're pretty safe with GoGo. There's a chance of getting hacked, but not the same as like a Starbucks or a here. Like, your network has to be segmented into chunks.
Okay.
And GoGo segments it pretty well.
Although someone can create a fake Wi-Fi network that tricks people into connecting to it, they mentioned that they could easily make a fake Wi-Fi network with a name like GoGo Inflight, which people on an airplane might recognize and connect to, thinking it's legitimate. The attacker can create fake networks with any name they choose, including names that look like the real networks people are used to seeing. Instead of just creating one fake network, the attacker scans the area to find all the real networks around them, and once they know the names of all the nearby networks, they can create fake versions of each one. This way, when people in the area try to connect to Wi-Fi, they might unknowingly connect to the attacker's fake network, thinking it's their normal, trusted one. Once they connect, the attacker gains control of their connection and can steal information. Besides Wi-Fi, the device they're talking about can also exploit wireless devices like mice and keyboards using a technology called NRF24. Some wireless keyboards and mice are vulnerable to attacks where the hacker can remotely take control of them.
I'd highly recommend you go back to wired, even though it sounds old school. That's what you should do, because I could control your mouse and keyboard with this device and send keystrokes way faster than you can type them, and take over your computer without even having to see you or it. So I could do that through the wall.
Brian Montgomery mentions other types of wireless attacks like this one.
This is actually a really good one here. So if you're ever in a business, for example, this is a device that you would plug into USB. And then as you see, there's an Ethernet adapter here. And when this plugs in, this has a mini computer inside of it. So as soon as this thing gets plugged into a computer or to the internet, the first thing it does is try to reach back out to one of my servers. So if I put this in, your closet or where your modem was at, I don't think that you would ever think this is a dangerous device.
We're constantly bombarded with spam calls, texts, and marketing emails, making it feel overwhelming. A common question people have is whether simply opening a text message can lead to being hacked. The answer is technically yes. It is possible in some cases. This can happen through what's known as zero-click attacks, which are especially dangerous because they don't require you to click on anything or interact with the message in any way. Government agencies and hackers pay large sums of money for these kinds of exploits because they allow remote access to your phone without you even realizing it.
If I open a text, could I be hacked just from opening the text?
Technically, yes. There was one going around for quite a long time called Pegasus. And then there was another one called Pegasus 2.0. It didn't require any user interaction from anyone. You would just send to a phone number. They'd have full remote access to your phone.
Even without opening the text?
Without opening anything.
Holy shit. How do you defend against something like that?
You can't. There's no way to defend that's why they're so valuable, because there's nothing you can do.
Another thing that can be hacked is your credit card. With a simple swipe of radio frequency identification device, they can read the details from a tap-to-pay credit card. This process is so fast that the person can steal your information instantly just by brushing past you. This works best with modern credit cards that use tap-to-pay technology, which includes an RFID chip. Older cards without this feature can't be read by such devices.
So there we go. I just read my card there, and if you want, I could show you the beginning of it.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah, so it's that easy to steal your credit card number. This is just a proof of concept device. You know, there's devices out there that could do this from further away.
How fast could you just brush by somebody and...
Instantly. Yeah, there's no delay there. Most cars are going to be in the 315, 433 megahertz range, but on this case I'll do the frequency analyzer so I can see exactly what that frequency is. So I'll press the lock button, I see that this is 314,999. So that tells me that most likely this is going to be a 315 key. So now I'm going to record, and as I hit unlock, 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 stop. So now I have 4 captures here that will work, because how these work, these use a rolling code. So every time I press this unlock button and the car is within range, that code expires. If I'm out of range of the car, then these are valid codes. So if I went back to to my house and I pressed send and I went and transmitted like I'm doing now, if I transmitted these signals, it would unlock the car 4 times. So you would get another device like the device I showed you with a big antenna.
Yeah.
I'd get that device, I would jam, so I'd send a bunch of scattered frequencies on 315 megahertz, because I know that's what this key is. I'd send a bunch of static on 315. And then while I'm standing at the store or wherever the person I want to steal something from their car is, I would be listening on 315. So now I'm closer to you, listening, and then the jammer is closer to your car. So your car is not going to receive the signal because of the static, but I'm going to receive the signal clear as day from this device. So now my combinations are valid. So when I go to open your car later, mine will work.
That device can do a lot more than just radio-related tasks. It operates on sub-gigahertz frequencies, and by using bigger antennas, it can work over longer distances. It also has infrared capabilities, meaning it can control things like TVs, projectors, and other devices that use infrared signals. The device has GPIO, which allows it to connect and control external devices, making it act as a controller for various systems. It also has a feature called iButton, a type of authentication that uses small metal prongs like a key. Additionally, it includes a bad USB, which imitates a keyboard and can type thousands of words per minute for quickly inputting data. Besides hacking-related uses, the device can also generate 2-factor authentication codes without needing an internet connection, making it useful for security purposes. You thought that was all? What about all the electronics manufactured in China?
Do you think we need to worry about what they're putting in our electronics?
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you one example. I bought this awesome all-in-one vacuum mop called Tineco, and it completely connects to a Chinese server to transmit and receive information. I can control that with my computer through a Chinese cloud server. There's no reason that vacuum and mop should connect to a Chinese cloud.
Everyday devices like a vacuum mop that connect to the internet can pose security risks. Even though it's just a household appliance, its Wi-Fi connection opens up the possibility for someone to remotely control it. If it connects to an external server like one in China, there's a chance that the device could be used to compromise your home network. The concern is that any device with Wi-Fi, whether it's a vacuum, washing machine, or refrigerator, can become vulnerable. Not all of them are constantly communicating with external servers, but once they are connected, they can create a potential security risk. This is because these devices are often connected to the internet even when they don't really need to be, making them a possible target for hacking or unauthorized control. One of the reasons they do that is data, which is incredibly valuable today today because it helps companies make money, especially through advertising. When you search for something online, like on Google, companies can track what you're looking for and use that information to show you ads related to your interests. This makes it easier for businesses to target you with products or services you're more likely to buy, which means more money for them. It's not just about what you actively search for though. If a company has deeper access to your network or personal information, they can see what you're doing even when you're not searching for something directly. For example, if you're chatting with someone about a product or interest, that data can also be collected and used to show you ads later.
I would recommend using a password manager for anything that you're storing your passwords with. Use an RFID blocking wallet, and potentially, if you want to be extra safe, use a key fob that has an RFID shield on it.
Be cautious about the websites you visit. If your browser warns you that a site looks unsafe, it's probably unsafe.
I would recommend staying up to date, buying new routers when they come out. Stay up with technology when it comes to your daily devices. Make sure you have a new smartphone if you can afford one. Laptop, make sure you keep it updated. Computer, desktop, whatever computer you use, make sure you keep it on the latest update patch.
So this is why they keep putting out these software updates. It's to combat this kind of stuff.
Of course.